Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. I am your host, your ghost host, Wes Truth. And here we are again, yet another week. Lots of stuff went down this week. In Disneyland, Season of the Force kicked off, the Star Wars event, which is going to be going for a little while. And I happened to see all the footage, and I'm going to tell you what I thought of everything. I wish I could have been there, but you know, life. Not all of us have season passes. But anyway, I'll give you what I thought of the video that I've seen, and we're going to talk about the park news. So, MC, DJ, whoever you are, who takes us into the show, let's kick this. Alright, so now I'm going to do a little bit of a review on the new stuff that came for Seasons of the Force at Disneyland. So first up, we knew Space Mountain was going to turn into HyperSpace Mountain for a limited time. And I thought it was a great idea. I mean, they do Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy for Halloween. Why not something special for this Star Wars season? Because just a few things probably won't cut it. But HyperSpace Mountain, of course, the stuff looks the same. There's a big giant sign outside, of course. But when you sit in your vehicle, the Star Wars theme starts to play, and you ascend up the hill. You see the hyperspace graphics like from the movie on the side of the walls and the screen. You hear voices in the not monitor, but the speaker talking to you. And then the ride begins when you go into hyperspace. It's the same exact ride, of course, because they didn't change the track. But this new stuff in there is very cool. You see the TIE Fighters, Imperial Star Destroyer, X-Wings fighting the TIE Fighters, projected on the walls of the ride while you go through. Very cool. The Imperial March starts to play, weapons firing, sound effects. You like pew, 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 pew. There's exploding ships, and then finally when the ride ends you go back through hyperspace to exit. So my thoughts on this are it's friggin' awesome, first of all. Now, I am a humongous Star Wars fan. It's one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite, the original trilogy. So I would eat this up. I mean, I saw this on video, and I was like, oh my god. So if I was there in person, I would probably be crying or something, because it would be so cool to see a Space Mountain version of this ride. And the fact that, you know, they just did this with projections is pretty awesome in my book. I mean, they just sort of came up with it, so my HyperSpace Mountain, if you're out in California at Disneyland and you were on the edge, you're like, I don't know, I like my regular Space Mountain, definitely check this out. If you're a Star Wars fan or not, if you're a Star Wars fan, you better get on this or I'll slap you in the face. So even if you're a child, I will slap you in the face. If you're a Star Wars fan and don't want to go on this. So definitely get your butts on HyperSpace Mountain, or at least look at the video, because it's awesome. Alright, now, moving on to Star Tours and the new scene, inspired by Episode 7, Force Awakens. So, you go into this scene. The Millennium Falcon is in a TIE Fighter battle on the planet of Jakku, which of course we know Rey is on or from or whatever she's doing on there. Finn comes on the small screen on the side, you know, where you see Boba Fett or Admiral Akbar, or Darth Vader comes up there once in a while. Finn says something like, "Star Tours, what are you doing here?" And then you crash into the abandoned Star Destroyer, and you get picked. Scavengers, I guess they are, start picking apart the starship. Your Star Tours vehicle, and then you take off, and then you get a transmission from BB-8, which is pretty cool. I mean, this was cool. I'm glad they threw in an episode 7 scene. I don't know, maybe I was just hoping it would be a little more. I don't know. I mean, it's cool for what it is, the scene, but I guess they didn't want to give away too much, but it's like, when the movie comes out, maybe they can give away more? I don't know. I would have liked to seen Kylo Ren or Rey or something. But it's cool that we got something, I guess, you know. But I don't know. I guess I was expecting a little more from that one. But grading the scene on what it is, I thought it was good. And finally, the Star Wars launch bay, which was, of course, Innoventions at one time. You walk in the launch bay, Star Wars opening credit writing is on the floor telling you about the launch bay, which is awesome. You know, the scrolling text. And you get to see the exhibits, Rey's costume, Falcon and X-Wing models, Poe's blaster pistol, Han's blaster, Rey's speeder, which is in actual size, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter model, the Star Destroyer model, Imperial Officer outfit, X-Wing pilot outfit, TIE Fighter outfit, the Slave 1 model, of course Boba Fett's ship, Stormtrooper helmets, Darth Vader's lightsaber, Flame Trooper outfit, and Captain Phasma's helmet are just some of the things that you can see on exhibit. It's awesome. I went to the Smithsonian when I was 12-ish, 11-ish, 12-ish, I'm gonna say, and they had all the costumes from the original trilogy there. Yeah, I would have been 10 or 11 because I think I was 12 or 13 when Phantom Menace came out. But yeah. It was friggin' awesome. I wish I could find that videotape. It was a VHS tape and put it on YouTube. I'm sure it's on YouTube, the Smithsonian exhibit. I'm sure all you gotta put in is Star Wars Smithsonian exhibit and it'll pop right up. But this is what that reminded me of. Very cool. Of course, there's lots of merchandise. You could buy a Boba Fett life-size action figure statue for just over $3,000. As cool as that would be, I don't know, man. I don't know, say justifying $3,000 to just put it in the corner or something, and then when my friends come over, say, "Look what I spent $3,000 on," and they'll be like, "You out of your damn mind, boy." But anyway, lots of autographed, framed pictures, art, of course, which is cool. Very cool stuff that you can buy at the launch bay, of course. And then, of course, there were the meet and greets. Darth Vader, the meet and greet, you walk in, there's like a Death Star-ish Imperial corridor you meet him in, and he does talk, and of course he has his breathing, and he talks and stuff. And then of course you can meet Chewbacca in what looks to be like a rebel base, and he does his talking, growling, moaning, whatever you want to call it. Ooh! Yeah, he does that. So, all in all, I think, and then of course, you know, they turned the Tomorrowland Terrace into a Star Wars dining place, which I could use spruce up if you ask me. Because, yeah, the Tomorrowland Terrace is alright for what it is, but you could turn it into anything else, it wouldn't matter to me. I'm down for all this stuff. I thought it looked great. If I was in Disneyland, I'd be having a party, because being a Star Wars fan, this is what you want to see. So, all in all, I'm very happy with the Season of the Force in Disneyland. Now we're going to mosey on over to Florida, and there's a lot of Walt Disney World news. We're going to start over in Epcot. We're going to do some park hopping. This past week, it was announced that Captain EO would be closing for good at Epcot on December 6, 2015. You know, because we thought, well, maybe it's closing. Whoop, now it's back. Whoop, now it's closed. Whoop, now it's back. Whoop. Replacing the film will be a Disney/Pixar Short Film Festival, which will include 3 Disney Pixar shorts, which are to be announced. You want to bet Frozen Fever is one of them? I know I just upset quite a few people, but I'll put a bet on that. With enhanced 4D effects. Of course, if they're Pixar shorts, then it won't be Frozen Fever. But if there's Disney and Pixar, then yeah. Okay, anyway, enhanced with 4D effects. So, what do I think about this? I think it's fine. It might, whether this is gonna occupy that theater temporarily or permanently, at least for now, is nothing is ever permanent in Disney. But although God knows it's more permanent than Universal. But anyway, they use pencil and eraser there. They don't use permanent marker. I think it's time that Captain EO moved on. I mean, it was brought back as a tribute in 2009, and it lasted quite a while to be a tribute. I've seen it 3 times since it came back, twice at Walt Disney World and once at Disneyland, and I like it and all, but it's like, okay, I've seen it 3 times. That's enough for me. That's how I am with a lot of shows. That's how I am with the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. I mean, I haven't seen that in probably 12 years. And the Lights, Camera, Action show once was enough for me for that. A lot of the shows I don't need to see every time, or even the 3D shows. I do see Muppets every time, but that's Muppets. You know, and it shows its age, this film. It's like I go in and almost Mystery Science Theater to it, because I laugh at the things I'm not supposed to laugh at. But I enjoy Captain EO for what it is, but I think it's time for something else to fill that spot. And I'm down for Disney Pixar shorts. I mean, I'll check them out with the 4D effects at least once, just once I hear what the ones are. But hopefully they're gonna get a 3D movie in there soon. That's I've heard about. What have we heard? Phineas and Ferb, which I've never seen, so that I'd rather not see. But I heard rumors about Inside Out 3D show. I'd love to see that. So I guess we'll find out what the deal is with that whole theater soon. Also at Epcot, at the Innoventions Pavilion, the new Colortopia exhibit has opened. It lets guests paint the walls, quote-unquote paint, with a special glowing brush, as well as learn about how colors shapes our perception with an informational video starring Ty Burrell, who is, of course, from Modern Family. There is also a Colortopia app that allows users to explore the different color palettes used around Epcot. This is something I will have to see for myself to really make a judgment on it. It doesn't really sound that great to me. I mean, but maybe kids will enjoy it more. I don't really fancy myself painting walls with a magical brush on my next Disney trip when I could be riding the new Soarin' or something. But anyway, I'll have to check it out. In person. I usually bypass Innoventions. I usually just go in for the air conditioning. I think I took some pictures last trip because I knew stuff was going to be closing. But, I mean, other than that, you know, I don't really inhabit Innoventions very often. But if that's your thing, check out the Colortopia. Alright, park hopping time. Over at Disney Hollywood Studios, to help with the holiday crowds, they have expanded the rope drop procedure. So if you're going to Hollywood Studios in the next few months, listen up. Guests will now be allowed through the park gates at 8:30 a.m. and rope drop ceremonies will happen at 8:45 a.m. So you're going to be able to get in a little bit early. At Sunset Boulevard between Real Vogue and Planet Hollywood, between the Brown Derby and Center Stage, there's 3 places there's going to be a rope drop, okay? Real Vogue and Planet Hollywood, like, obviously near the Tower of Terror, between the Brown Derby and the Center Stage, and between Center Stage and Min and Bill's Dockside Diner. So basically all the main parts of Disney's Hollywood Studios. So if you are going for the holidays, you have to get there early to begin with. You have to get there early 24/7 in Disney World if you want to amount to anything in your visit. I'm going to give you a West tip. I get there an hour early before the rope drop. If the park opens at 9, I'm there at least at 8 o'clock. And I'm one of the first people there, but, I mean, I get in pretty early and I can get right on a good ride. I don't mind standing an hour, people watching, or talking to whoever. It's cool. It's part of the thing. I mean, it's part of my itinerary. It's what I do. That's what I do! So get there early, and you can get in some ride or something that you want to do. Now we're going to park hop again. At Disney's Animal Kingdom, the schedule of Flights of Wonder has changed a bit. So if you're a fan of the birds, listen up so you don't get the bird. Showtimes are now being offered at 10:45 a.m., 11:45 a.m., 12:45 p.m., 2:45 p.m. and 3:45 p.m. with an additional 4:45 p.m. on show offered on the 6 show days. So if obviously check your Showtime guide when you get your park map to make sure that I didn't just rattle off nonsense. But if you're a fan of Flights of Wonder, it's a cool show. Once again, I don't know that I would see it every single time I go, but I enjoyed the eagle pooping. You might have to wear, you know how they have the wet zones in the water shows? Might have to have a splatter zone for this one too. But anyway, Flights of Wonder, check it out. Christmas has come to the Disney parks, and now Disney Springs has gotten into the spirit as well. You can now meet Santa at Santa's Chalet in the marketplace near the Disney Springs stage. And also, it's right near the Ghirardelli's chocolate for the $10 sundaes. You can meet Santa now until December 24th from noon to 10 p.m. Because we all know Santa's got a trip to make, right? On Christmas Eve. He's coming to my house to give me all my goodies. He's gonna give me all you kids' toys out there. all you people that like the Lights Motor Action stunt show. He's gonna give me all your toys because you have bad taste. Anyway, Santa Goofy will be replacing him from December 25th to December 29th. If you like that Lights Motor Action stunt show, that's cool. I just dog on it. If you like Mission Space, he's gonna give me your toys too, because that ride sucks. But it's all good. If you guys like those rides, more power to you. I'm sure there's stuff I like that people don't, so it's all good. And now we're gonna sell out and go over to Universal Studios Florida, where we're getting closer to the celebration of Harry Potter event, which seems to come sooner and sooner every year as the years go by. It starts on January 29th. It was confirmed earlier this week that the old standbys, they should call them, Ivana Lynch, who of course played Luna Lovegood. I could make so many jokes. Yeah, she can sit on my broom. And Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville Longbottom. I knew I shouldn't have drank that vodka tonight. Just kidding. It was just a ginger ale, I think. Would both be returning to the event again. Once again, the old standbys. New additions. Okay, listen to this. Rupert Grint, of course, the Ed Sheeran lookalike, who played Ron Weasley. Katie Long, who played Chow Chang. Oh, I could get in trouble there. And Bonnie Wright, who played Ginny Weasley, the Ginger, have been added as well. So some pretty big stars there, except for Katie Long. I don't really know her. I haven't... I'm a casual Potter fan. I've only seen the movies like once each, if that. There will also be behind-the-scenes panels in addition to the returning celebrity Q&A event and Harry Potter-themed merchandise. Oh, but of course there will be. You can buy your $100 robes and your $40 scarves. As I just talked about a $3,000 Boba Fett thing. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather spend $3,000 on a Boba Fett statue than $100 on a stupid choir robe. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the fight between Star Wars and Harry Potter, but you know what side I'm on. Anyway, that's going down at Universal Studios Florida if you're a Harry Potter fan. And also, if you are a Harry Potter fan, I'm getting your presents. Alright, that's all the time for this week. I'll be back next week with another episode of the Hitchhiking Host Show. And of course, I'm going to be back with a Hitchhiking Host 101 soon. Maybe we'll do a Ride Day Friday soon. We're going to get crazy up in here. We're getting crazy, baby. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. youtube.com/HitchHostShow. You can like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Follow on the Twitter and the Instagram at HitchHostShow. And of course, if you're listening to the show, thank you. And you can do so on, my God, a Podbean. I was going to say something else. HitchHostShow.podbean.com. Of course, you can download it on iTunes and Stitcher as well. Until next time, don't forget to...
Hurry back
for the next
Be sure
episode.
to bring
See ya.